Welcome to Let's Talk with Teresa Ann. I'm so grateful that you're joining me on today's Motivational Monday. So for those of you who may have joined us on Saturday, you know that at the end of that video, interview with CARA, I asked a question that you were going to see the answer to. And that question was, how and when did she know that that baton that her mom carried was now passed on to her? So here's what's coming up next on today's Motivational Monday.
My sister and I, we always say we kind of were like in boot camp for 2017, but we didn't realize it.
Wow.
You know, just kind of preparing our hearts to take the baton.
Yeah.
And never thinking of it in that way.
Right.
Because we never realized that's how it would be. But we did get to experience her kind of pushing our growth, you know? And I remember the very last conversation when my mom could still speak, you know? I stayed in the hospital with her, oh my gosh, I was probably there for 10 hours that day. And she just told me so many things that she hadn't told me before. Things I think that I knew, you know,
Right.
I'm really proud of you. Things like that, right?
Wow.
Things like, you know, you are a mighty woman of God. You are an amazing mother. Things like that. That I knew, and she's told me that, but in one day, just pouring in, revealing to me some of the things that the Lord had revealed to her that she had kept, that she just acted on. Right? Because she knew the Lord had already shown her. The Lord had already told her. So she just did the work, right? She just did the legwork to get it all set up. Because that's how moms are, right?
Yes.
We do all the things to just get it all set up. And that's what she did. So I remember when my dad told me that she was being put on hospice. And I thought, what? There's no way. No way. No way. And if you saw my mother, if you knew my mother, she's absolutely stunning. She's stunning. So when you look at her physical body, you would never imagine that this woman's entire body is just riddled with cancer. Started in the breast, it was in the bones, it was in the stomach, it was in the lungs. So you just would never know that, right? And she just, every day, every picture of her that you see, she's smiling. Just smiling. So she just started just telling me these different things and sharing with me things that the Lord had showed her. And she was like, if you could just see the blessing that He has. She said, you are a microbe. She goes, you know how small a microbe is? I can't even do my fingers like this to make it that tiny.
Wow.
She said, you are a microbe in comparison to the ways that He's going to use you and dump out blessing on you like a dump truck. But you're a microbe in comparison to that dump truck.
Wow.
And I thought, really? Well, I don't feel like I'm living the dream right now. But okay. Whatever you say, Mom. So,
she's just speaking faith into you.
Yes, absolutely. And so I went into my part-time job one day, and my boss is a very good friend of mine, and I came in, and whatever reason I got there like 2 hours early. I thought I was supposed to be there at that time, but I wasn't. And so I walked in, she was like, what's wrong? And I said, nothing, I'm here on time, imagine that. And she was like, oh, yeah, 2 hours early on time. And then she said, well, what's going on? And I said, oh, well, Dad told my mom's going to be put on hospice. And I just suddenly had a breakdown. And she was like, you need to leave. You need to go with your mom. And I was like, no, I don't want to go do that. Because I felt if I go, because I hadn't seen my mom in a couple of weeks because I knew she was declining.
Yeah.
I was like avoiding all that.
Yeah.
Because I was like, if I go, then she's probably just going to, she'll go. Like, I got to see CARA again. Said everything I need to say. Now I can rest. And I was like, no, I'm not ready for that. And she was like, no, you need to go. Don't come back to work every single day. Every minute that you get, you need to go and be with your mom.
Wow.
I was like, okay. So I left. And I went to see her, and she was so happy when I walked in the door. She was so happy because at this point, she was bedridden.
Okay.
She was on oxygen 24/7.
Wow.
She had lost a lot of weight. She did not have the ability to move on her own. So we had to move her, bathe her, everything. And because the fluid that was filling up in her lungs, she had a very difficult time talking. So that day, though, was a good day when I got there. She felt pretty good that day. Her pain was managed that day. And she was able to communicate. We were able to talk a little bit. And she just was like, I'm so happy that you're here. And that kind of thing, And it was a really sweet time.
Wow.
And I said, okay, we're just going to pray like we have. But being there with her and watching her decline daily was a very difficult thing.
Yeah.
A very difficult thing. But what I saw in her every single day, she would say, pray over me.
Oh, wow.
Read me the word.
Wow.
Read me the word. And so, even though she was battling, right, and she was experiencing extreme spiritual warfare, and I think my aunt was giving me a chance to just be with my mom,
Yeah.
And so I just had to just go in and pray over her and just tell her, Mom. She would just have her eyes closed a lot of times because she was so tired. Mom, open your eyes and look at me right now. And I would just tell her, and I would declare the word over her life the same way that she did for me.
Wow.
Right? And so watching her decline, seeing her fight, going into spiritual warfare and battling on her behalf,
Yeah.
I experienced Jesus like I never had before. And I got to witness what it's like to really stand in the gap. What it's like to watch someone really fight, right? Against spirits and principalities. And at the end of the day, all she wanted was Jesus. That's it. Nothing else mattered.
Yeah.
And I thought, okay, that was what I had. So I think at one point I know at one point I reached out to you, Teresa.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, we got this news about my mom. I don't know what to do. I was freaking out. And then you were just like, this is what you need to do. This is what you need to do. This is what you need to do. And I said, okay. And I took that wisdom and I went and I was like, this praise music better never turn off in this room. This room needs to be soaked with the Holy Spirit.
Wow.
So that time period showed me that is how I should be every single day. Every day.
Dang.
And I never would have had that revelation.
Yes.
If I wouldn't have gone. And yes, it was traumatic. Yes, it was devastating. All of those things. Absolutely. But my mom just clung to Jesus. She just clung to him. And she didn't want to leave Earth. She didn't want to. She loved life. She loves her grandkids. She loves my dad.
Boy, does she love life.
Oh, loved life. She just loved it. But looking back through Facebook, isn't Facebook so cool that it has those little
memories.
On this day
Yeah.
memories? Those memories have been really helpful for me. I know sometimes for some people they can be really painful, but for me, they've really helped me because I can look back to things that she said in 2017 when she was preparing us and we didn't know that she didn't know. And there were times when she would say, I have peace on earth and in death. I know that I'll never die. And I got to remind her of things like, you know what, Mom? You can drink this water and you won't drown. But really, you drink water of everlasting life. She would say she was hungry, but she couldn't eat.
Yeah.
And I would say, don't listen to that, Mom, because man does not live on bread alone.
Come on.
And it was just a really amazing experience to give her what she had given me. And then after that, I felt like, wow, I wish I could have given that to her for a lot longer. And that's kind of when I was like, you know what? I can.
Yes.
I can.
Come on.
And I will for the rest of my days.
Come on. Wasn't that powerful? How God was setting them up to receive the baton that their mom had carried. That all those moments that Cara's mom had poured into her, they were not in vain. So I want you to remember that there are those of you watching right now that either are in Cara's position where you are now taking that baton and you're no longer putting it down because of grief, but even through your grief, you are carrying on the legacy of Christ that someone else passed down to you. So with that said, I want to say thank you for watching the rest of that interview that I got to have with Cara. And on Saturday, we will have a continuation of our interview. So thanks again for joining us on Let's Talk with Teresa Ann. And remember, this show is about bold inspiration, revealing God's goodness. Thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing to my YouTube channel.